good, Kwizzy fam? Welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you guys have seen the video that I just posted. Do catch up on that because I've been posting almost 2 videos every day. But yeah, so as y'all can probably tell from the title of this video, I am going to talk about the early signs and symptoms that you can expect before taking a test when it comes to pregnancy. And this is from my experience, not for the general. So what I experienced might not be what you experience, or yeah, it could be totally different. But yeah, this was my experience personally. But before we get into that, do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time I post a new video. Without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so the first symptom that I got, actually prior to that, the first ever symptom I got was that I had a weird cycle, like a very weird cycle. This is also why my due date was like they didn't know, because this cycle, they were not sure whether to call this as my last cycle or not a cycle, because it just felt, it was like almost like one, it was hectic short, 2, it wasn't heavy whatsoever, like I could wear a paint liner and be fine. That's how small it was. And so the suspicion was that it was most likely like implantation bleeding, because some people bleed during implantation. So I think that's what it was. I still think, yeah, I think that's what it was, but it was never proven. And yeah, so a weird cycle, like if you know your cycles are usually this long and suddenly it's this way, it's like shorter, that it's most likely implantation bleeding, because it's more like spotting than an actual period. So yeah, that was my first symptom. But I thought, say what? But for me, I didn't really give attention to that in the beginning, because I have irregular cycles and funny things are always happening. Number 2 for me was boobies. Like my breasts grew, like, I don't know. For those who do know me, like, you all know I'm part of the petite club. Like I'm just like nah, man. And then suddenly, like, I usually have like such small boobs that just the tiniest of change caught my attention. Like, and then I had to wear bras, and some tops even couldn't fit me no more. Like, yeah, that one was the biggest sign. Like, I was like, okay. At first I was like, maybe it's got to do with like a period coming up, since my like I told you guys, the cycle was weird. So I thought like maybe the actual cycle is still coming. So I thought like maybe it's approaching. But then I was still like not sure, because usually I don't get like sensitive boobs when it comes to like my period coming, or during my period, or after my period. Like, I never got the sensitive boobs thing. Like, I never experienced that. So when they became sensitive all of a sudden, like, and tender, like, I noticed, and then they became full and all of that. That all happened, like, that started like a week after the weird cycle. That's when I got that. And then soon after that, it went into symptom number 3. I started peeing a lot. like a lot, like, because usually I can go a whole day with only peeing like 3 times, like in the morning, sometime during the day, and when I go to sleep. That was like 3 to 4 times is my usual. And then suddenly I was going every hour. Like I know, like if you drink a lot of water, that can lead to you peeing a lot, but at the time I wasn't even drinking a lot of water. Like I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I wasn't a big fan of drinking water, and that was like a positive of during my pregnancy I started drinking a lot of water. But before that, like, since I hardly drank water, I hardly had the need to go and urinate. So when I started peeing a lot, that was like very noticeable. And that's also when my then partner asked me like to go and take the test, because that was a weird, yeah. So that's when he was like, let's go take the test. But you know me, and everyone else out there, before you go and take the test, you are skeptical. So I was like, nah man, it's nothing that serious, let go of it. And then symptom number 4 was back pain. So I started getting back pains like street. I started getting back pains, and like I had an excuse for everything. I was like, nah, maybe it's because of this or because of that. So when it came to back pains, I blamed that on gymnastics, because like we had a competition a month prior to that. I was at USA gymnastics competition, and I think I overdid one of the buses back thinking of bobs, and I hurt my back. So I thought that it has to be related to that, even though like there wasn't pain. Like I did feel pain, but then it went away, and then I was like, it's coming back, and I just had reasons like it has to be that. So like I had back pains. This is not a very common symptom, because a lot of people only experience this like later on in the... Hey Laura, my love. Yeah, a lot of people only experience back pains like in their 3rd trimester, because in your 1st trimester, like, it's only just growing, so what you're doing with back pains. But yeah, so I did experience that. Another symptom was night sweats. Like, yeah, this was closer to when my supposed next cycle was supposed to start. I started experiencing night sweats. Like I started experiencing night sweats, and you all know I can't stand heat, and so the night sweats and me didn't get it. This was something I just didn't enjoy, along with the vomiting of course, but I didn't enjoy night sweat at all, because it came with heat. Sweating was due to heat, and I just found everything to be too much. So yeah, night sweat, look out for that. Okay, I don't know what number we at right now, but the other symptom that I did experience was, instead of cravings, I had aversions. Like with noodles, like I liked noodles like anytime, but I didn't overeat it, because I know sometimes like I get this phase where if I eat something too frequently in a short period of time, then I can't stand it for another period of time, almost the same amount of the time that I was eating it too frequently, and then I'll come back to it. But so I know it's not that, because I hadn't had noodles in like 2 or 3 months I think, and I wanted noodles, and then when I bought them within the same month, I bought them and I made them, even though I was craving them. But once they were made, I just couldn't stand them, and then I couldn't stand the way they smelled. What's wrong, my love? See?
She wants to stand.
But yeah, so I had, instead of cravings, I had aversions, so, and I started eating less instead of more. But the next symptom is supposed to be vomiting, but I didn't really vomit. I experienced nausea, but I never vomited until like my 6th week, and by then I'd already taken the test. So but this is a very common sign. Like if you're vomiting like for no reason and you're not sick, then what's this? Then you need to maybe take the test or go see the doctor, because you never know. Maybe that's what you're thinking is not happening, might be happening. So yeah, vomiting is another symptom, and lastly, missing a period. Yeah. Yes, you want to know whether you're pregnant before you miss a period, before you take a test, but once you miss the cycle, that's like, I mean, like it's almost like a stamp, like something is off. This, especially if you've got regular cycles, if you've got regular cycles and your periods are late, then you have to have suspicions. If you do miss your cycle, then you got, unless of course you've got like irregular cycles like myself, then missing a cycle, like if your cycle comes early or late or whatever, that is a norm to you. So if you have irregular cycle, this might not be as important to you, but if you miss a cycle accompanied with any of the other symptoms, then I have irregular cycles, but once I missed that cycle, I knew that okay, maybe it's time to take the test. There's no point denying this, there's no point postponing it. Let's rather get this over. So those were my signs and symptoms before taking the test, before I missed cycle. I really hope you found this video helpful, and I hope it gives you the answers you were looking for if you did click on this video, to help you know like where you stand. Until next time, bye.